Here's the most important thing to understand about the Pledge of Allegiance. When you say it, you're making a stand for equal rights.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hold on to your family. Lay low.
I remember as a school child standing at attention with my hand over my heart saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I also had no idea what I was really saying, but you did it because you didn't want to get sent to the principal's office or bullied on the playground. Later, when I joined the Boy Scouts, yes, I'm an Eagle Scout, we said it with fervor because this was also during the Reagan era. The commies were after us, and Red Dawn was our how-to manual for kicking some commie butt. Today, when I speak with kids about the civil rights movement, I remind them of the commitment they made that very morning to stand up for equal rights. Of course, no one knows what I'm actually talking about. One of the great ironies of the Pledge of Allegiance is that it was written by a Christian socialist who, quote, championed the rights of working people and the equal distribution of economic resources, which he believed was inherent in the teachings of Jesus. Francis Bellamy, the author of the pledge, was actually forced from his Boston pulpit for preaching against the evils of capitalism. Bellamy was also a firm believer in the separation of church and state, and so the adding of under God by Eisenhower in 1954 would have surely rubbed him the wrong way. In their book, The Pledge, A History of the Pledge of Allegiance, Jones and Meyer write that Bellamy viewed his pledge as an inoculation that would protect us from the virus of radicalism and subversion. As a left-wing socialist Christian, he most likely was referring to right-wing extremism. But don't take my word for it, because we actually know what Bellamy was thinking when he was crafting his pledge, because he wrote it all down. It began as an intensive communing with salient points of our national history, from the Declaration of Independence onward, with the making of the Constitution, with the meaning of the Civil War, with the aspiration of the people. The true reason for allegiance to the flag is the republic for which it stands. And what does that last thing, the republic, mean? It is the concise political word for the nation, the one nation which the Civil War was fought to prove. To make that one nation idea clear, we must specify that it is indivisible, as Webster and Lincoln used to repeat in their great speeches. And its future? Just here arose the temptation of the historic slogan of the French Revolution, which meant so much to Jefferson and his friends: liberty, equality, fraternity. No, that would be too fanciful, too many thousands of years off in realization. But we as a nation do stand square on the doctrine of liberty and justice for all. And it's those words that commit you to equal rights. You're making a solemn pledge to your flag, your country, a country that stands for liberty and justice for all. You're saying that you stand for the rights of immigrants, African Americans, the LGBTQ community, anyone who might not think like you, because liberty and justice for all means exactly what Bellamy intended. This has been Locked In with Loki.